This is the scandal no one expected, but now it's all anyone can talk about. Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris, two of the most well-known and controversial figures in love and hip-hop history, have officially been banned from reality TV. After years of drama, betrayals, and unforgettable moments, their time in the spotlight has come to a sudden and shocking end. The surprising part? The whole thing was kept a secret until now. But what really happened behind the scenes? What made the producers take such a drastic step? Sources say tensions had been rising for weeks, but no one could have predicted the chaos that unfolded when emotions finally boiled over. It all went down during a private after-show taping, meant to be a calm discussion to settle past conflicts. Instead, things quickly spiraled out of control. A heated argument turned into an all-out brawl, and once fists started flying, there was no turning back. By the time the dust settled, Kirk and Mendeecees had sealed their fate. The decision was made: no more cameras, no more interviews, no more chances. They were done. But was this really just about one explosive fight? Or is there something much deeper at play? Insiders suggest the drama goes beyond this single incident. Whispers of betrayals, hidden agendas, and backstabbing had already been circulating long before this fight broke out. Some say producers had been looking for a reason to cut ties, and this was the final straw. So, what's next for Kirk and Mendeecees? Can they bounce back from this career-ending decision, or is this truly the end of their reality TV reign? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. Nobody saw this coming. The tension between Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris had been building for weeks, but no one expected it to turn into a complete disaster. What started as a small disagreement quickly escalated into a career-ending clash that shook love and hip-hop to its core. It all happened behind closed doors during a private after-show taping. The goal was simple. Cast members were supposed to talk through their issues before the reunion episode. No cameras, no staged drama, just a chance to clear the air. But when you mix big personalities, old grudges, and reality stars who thrive on chaos, things rarely go as planned. Kirk and Mendeecees were never exactly friends, but they had always managed to maintain a level of mutual respect until recently. Rumors started spreading that Mendeecees had been talking badly about Kirk behind his back. He allegedly called him washed up, saying the only reason Kirk was still relevant was because of Rashida's success. At first, Kirk ignored it. He knew how reality TV worked. Gossip and drama were just part of the game. But when multiple people confirmed that Mendeecees had been bad-mouthing him to producers, it became impossible to brush off. Mendeecees was reportedly telling higher-ups that Kirk was so desperate to stay on the show that he was willing to create fake conflicts just to stay relevant. He even claimed Kirk was holding the show back. That hit a nerve. Kirk had been part of love and hip-hop since the beginning. How could someone who had barely been around accuse him of being a liability? He vented to other cast members saying, "This man just got out of prison, and now he thinks he's running things?" Determined to address the situation, Kirk pulled Mendeecees aside before the reunion. He wanted to talk it out like grown men. But Mendeecees wasn't interested. Instead, he smirked and said, "If you're so worried about what I'm saying, maybe you should fix what's broken." That was it. Kirk's jaw clenched, his anger boiling over. Their conversation turned into a screaming match. Cast members and producers watched in shock as the tension exploded. "You're a guest on this show," Kirk yelled. "I built this before you even got here." Mendeecees just laughed. a slow, mocking chuckle that pushed Kirk over the edge. Before security could react, Kirk shoved him, sending him crashing into a chair. That was all it took. Mendeecees lunged, grabbing Kirk's shirt. In seconds, fists were flying. Chairs toppled, glass shattered, and people screamed. Security rushed in, trying to break them apart. Yandy was shouting for Mendeecees to stop. Rashida was desperately pulling at Kirk, but it was too late. The damage had already been done. And the worst part? It was all caught on camera. Someone had pulled out their phone and recorded the entire fight. Within minutes, the footage went viral. Social media blew up, fans were in shock, and Love and Hip Hop producers were panicking. One producer reportedly said, "This isn't just reality TV drama, this is career-ending." And just like that, Kirk and Mendeecees were out. No more cameras, no more interviews, no more second chances. The reign of two of reality TV's most talked-about stars had come to an unexpected and brutal end. The fight was intense, so out of control that the producers had no choice but to shut down filming immediately. Security rushed in to break it up, separating Kirk and Mendeecees before things got even worse. Kirk was taken into one room, still, furious, pacing back and forth. In another, Mendeecees sat with his fists clenched, his face filled with anger. Behind the scenes, the executives were already making a decision no one saw coming. Fights weren't unusual on Love and Hip Hop. In fact, they were part of what made the show successful. But this time, things had gone too far. This wasn't just reality TV drama. It was real, dangerous, and completely out of control. And once the footage leaked online, it became clear that there was no coming back from it. By the next morning, the call came in. Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris were both fired. No warnings, no second chances, just gone. Kirk couldn't believe it. "This ain't real," he reportedly told Rashida, pacing in frustration. "They need me. I've been here since day one." But Rashida knew better. She shook her head, watching her husband try to process what had just happened. "Kirk, you put your hands on him, and it got out. They had no choice." Kirk, however, didn't see himself as just another cast member. He considered himself a major part of the Love and Hip Hop legacy. He had built his brand, created business opportunities, and played a central role in the show's success. Now he was being pushed out like he was nothing. Mendeecees didn't take the news any better. He was at home with Yandy when he got the call. "No way," he muttered, shaking his head in disbelief. "They need me. I bring too much to this show." Yandy sat beside him, her expression unreadable. "So that's it? They're just done with you?" The fallout was immediate. Fans were divided. Some stood by Kirk, arguing that Mendeecees had no right to disrespect a veteran of the show. Others believed Kirk had crossed a line. No matter what was said, putting hands on someone was unacceptable. Regardless of which side people took, one thing was clear. This was one of the biggest scandals Love and Hip Hop had ever seen. And neither Kirk nor Mendeecees would ever be the same after it. No one saw this coming, but now it's the only thing people are talking about. Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris, two of the most well-known figures in Love and Hip Hop history, have been completely banned from reality TV. After years of drama, shocking betrayals, and unforgettable moments, their time on the show has come to a sudden and unexpected end. But here's the twist. This wasn't just another messy reality TV moment. It was kept secret for weeks, hidden from the public eye. So, what really happened behind the scenes? Why did the producers make such a drastic decision? According to sources, tensions had been building between Kirk and Mendeecees for a while. There were whispers, side comments, and quiet hostility, but no one thought it would explode the way it did. Then, during what was supposed to be a calm and private after-show taping, everything fell apart. The idea behind this taping was simple. Cast members could talk through their issues without the pressure of cameras rolling. It was meant to give them a chance to clear the air before the big reunion episode. But when you put two men with big egos and unresolved tension in the same room, things rarely go as planned. At first, the conversation was tense but controlled. Kirk and Mendeecees had never been close, but there was at least some level of mutual respect until recently. Rumors had been going around that Mendeecees had been bad-mouthing Kirk behind his back, saying he was washed up and only relevant because of Rashida. At first, Kirk ignored it, but when multiple people confirmed the rumors, he couldn't let it slide anymore. That night, Kirk confronted Mendeecees, hoping to set the record straight. But instead of backing down, Mendeecees fired back. "If you're so worried about what I'm saying," he allegedly said, "maybe you should fix what's broken." That was all it took. Kirk's face tensed with anger, his jaw clenched. The room fell silent for a split second before chaos erupted. Shouting turned into pushing, and then fists started flying. Within seconds, chairs were knocked over, glasses shattered, and cast members scrambled to break up the fight. Security rushed in, but neither man was willing to back down. Yandy screamed for Mendeecees to stop, while Rashida desperately tried to pull Kirk away. But it was too late. The damage had already been done. The worst part? Someone had recorded the entire fight on their phone. The second the footage hit social media, it spread like wildfire. Fans were in shock, and Love and Hip Hop producers knew they had to act fast. By the next morning, the decision was made. Kirk and Mendeecees were fired. No warnings, no second chances. They were done. Kirk couldn't believe it. "They need me," he reportedly told Rashida. "I've been here since the beginning." But she knew better. "Kirk, you put your hands on him, and it got out." They had no choice. Mendeecees didn't take it any better. When he got the call, he shook his head in disbelief. "No way, I bring too much to this show." But the reality was, the show was moving on without him. Fans were divided. Some believed Kirk had been disrespected and had every right to defend himself. Others thought Mendeecees had been unfairly targeted. But one thing was certain. This was one of the biggest scandals Love and Hip Hop had ever seen.